Well, hello, my little space muffins. I'm broadcasting from beautiful downtown Juneau, Alaska. And as I said to you before on my last video, the rates here are very reasonable in January. Let me put my mic on. I'm bringing you a series of exercises that I did with some classes back south, and it was a wonderful experience. I swear the teacher is always the student with these beautiful people. And I learned, I found out how many people really could use their inner intuition and be aware of it, and really take their life to the next level. Instead of life happening to you, you make your own life and you make it the way you want it. So, and I wanted to make this experience interactive. It's very important for you to, I explained to you in the last video that memory is like compost. The longer it sits, the less unrecognizable it is. So write it down or tape it into a tape recorder. Our phones are our best friends. If you put it on your email, you can talk right into it. Just start talking. You'd be surprised. And I wanted to go over some exercises with you. I have sunglasses on. I don't know why, because I'm in Alaska. You see the sun for like 10 minutes. So it's very peaceful. I understand that it's, oh, my camera's a little crooked. I understand that the weather in the northeast of the United States is about the same as Alaska. So, and I'm so sorry for that. It is distressing. And I don't know if you want to do any exercises about intuiting the weather for the future. It's not a bad idea. I'm going to tell you about Yogananda, a great sage that came to us from India in 1920. And he began teaching some disciples, and his chosen disciple was Swami Kriyananda, who then formed Ananda villages all over the world. Czechoslovakia, Italy, most certainly in India, and I think their main base is in Oregon. I'd like to stop by there on my way home. And it's very beautiful there. So I won't spend too much time. You could look it up online. I want to carry the message that Yogananda brought to us. And he and his brother started the yoga craze in America and the world. And I'm a yogini, of course. And there's reasons for it. When Yogananda came over in 1920, he wrote a world-famous book. It's almost as popular as the Bible, and it's called Autobiography of a Yogi. And nowadays they have it online, and you can listen to it audibly for free. And I did a series of YouTubes about some of Yogananda's philosophies. It's in my playlist. And Yogananda told his close disciples, he was in the 1950s, was after he'd already been through 2 world wars. In 1920, World War I, then right afterwards we had World War II, which was of course horrific. And there were a lot of fears in those days, but Yogananda's biggest fear was North Korea. You've got to think. There's so many bad things going on then. We're, I don't know how to compare them to now, um, but I have a plant here. um, the he told his disciples that he wanted to make communities, calling them Ananda village, and I think Ananda means peaceful, and they're like about 20 or 30 of them throughout the world, and they're self-sustaining spiritual communities where they meditate, do yoga, they plant, and they are self-sustaining. And he wanted to establish these communities to raise the vibrations, number one, and which is what I'm hoping we can do in our little world doing YouTubes. You might not be able to go off to these spiritual havens and drop everything, but they're there. And Yogananda wanted to raise the vibrations, and just in case things got out of hand, and this was in 1950 he said these things. He was saying these things in 1920, North Korea, and that was his big concern. So here we are, 2018, and there's some bad problems going on with this, and the catastrophic weather, and so we're very close to the things he predicted. He didn't think that was necessarily going to happen. The future is, as you know, malleable, and you create your world from the inside out, not the other way. We don't have to be acting and reacting. So let us move on. I want to tell you that, and knowing the future and tuning into your inner guidance will help you a lot in the upcoming years, and your children and your children's children. Do you have to go off to a spiritual community? Probably not. But Yogananda, he died in 1953. He was kind of like, well, just in case, in case you all really screw it up, you know. But meanwhile, meditate. That was the main message. He wasn't a fear monger at all. I have some notes here, some things. Okay. I want to tell you one reason we have the great craze of yoga is that it is the basis of Kryia Yoga. And Kryia Yoga is Sachi and Suchi. It means ease and stress. And you in your body, you cause tension and you cause relaxation at once. And when you're doing that, you are tuning in to bring your energy up from the torso and up to the spine. The spine is your antenna to the third eye. And in doing that, you reach enlightenment. It's not hard. I'm sorry, but we're given all these tools. It's not hard. It's just not that hard. And if you go online to Ananda and some other things, just type in Kryia Yoga. There are many, many masters that can show you Kryia Yoga. It's not that complicated. And by doing that, let's do a little bit of it right now and then go into our exercises and attunement. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And concentrate on your feet. Just as if you have your eyes open, you're looking at your feet. And tighten them. Tighten the toes, tighten the arches, and release. Come up to the calves. Take a breath and tighten as tight as you can until they shake, and let them go. The idea is to bring your energy up into your third eye, as if it were a thermometer or a candy cane. It's spiraling around the spine. The spine is our antenna. I have a rogue camera here. Then I want you to bring your attention up to your thighs. You breathe in and make it tight so it shakes, and let it go. And bring it up into your abdomen and tighten, 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 and tighten and tighten until your tummy is tight, and let it go. Come up to your shoulders. Just tighten. Bring your shoulder blades back. They scrunch in as tight as it can, and let it go. Come on up to your third eye. And at that point, you're just aware of your spine up to your third eye. It is the third eye that sees out into the world. Take a breath and exhale with 2 short breaths. Breathe in, exhale with 2 short breaths. Open your eyes. You've brought all your energy up to your third eye. You might not be aware of it, but you have. That is why yoga is so popular. People are doing it daily. And it is a whole science. I call it the science of yoga. Chances are you're joining me because you're curious about your own abilities, and you see other people, you already experienced it, and there's a very good chance the first couple times you did or experienced a psychic experience, it was frightening. And that's because the human anatomy for survival is built to stay tuned to danger. Your inner knowing is part of, psychic is not different from your anatomy and all the adrenal reactions that help you survive, and is part of it, and becoming aware of it, that's your attunement, really. It's been working since the beginning of time, and your first breath, it was working. And but when you first fire it up, you get scary things, plane crashes and deaths of friends. Oh God, I went through it when I was young, and I didn't understand. And it was explained to me that these things are part of our survival mechanism. So when you first become aware, sorry, my camera is thinking, has its own mind. It's kind of okay now. You're going to have the kind of scary things when you see a death, and you don't understand. That's normal. As you become comfortable with it, it becomes part of your everyday experience, which is what your higher self wants. And we are entering into the age of KRIYA Yoga. These are ages predicted by the ancient sages, and Yogananda's main guru, Sri Yakaswar, and he was a Hindu astrologer. He explained, and many sages believe this, we are just coming into an age of enlightenment, and you're feeling it. It was going on, it started around 1900s and came to a turning point, a upward swing around 1970, and now we're almost into full swing of an upward movement, and you're going to feel it, and you feel the earth is literally changing and shifting, and it's time to become aware and use it, and also to create your own life and destiny. You don't want to run around being a pawn to to things in the miasmic world. So we did a little bit of Kriya Yoga. If you do this according to Master Yogananda, if you do this 3 times a day, what we just did, and if you go to a good teacher or on YouTube and practice the Kriya Yoga 6 times a day, what we did, and bring it up to your third eye. And when you're into your third eye, you feel a warming sensation, and it'll become it. Even Jesus said it, when thine 2 eyes become one. That pretty well says it. And the series I did by Yogananda, called Jesus Was a Guru, kind of explains the things that Jesus was trying to say. Oh, we have the Arctic Express here. So, and the moose here are great, so I can practice my attunement outside in the wilds of Alaska. It's a good thing to have, isn't it? So we're entering into this new age. You're seeing the earth changing. It doesn't have to be bad. Yogananda said that. Stay in tune. You'll be in the right place at the right time. You won't need to worry about it. I think Yogananda was saying, listen up, y'all. He came to tell us some important things. It would be my desire to go to one of the Ananda communities, not because I'm afraid, because I want to meditate and just enjoy the environment of like-minded people. That's another secret that Yogananda brought to us, was like-minded people. I think her grandmother could tell you about associations. Let me go on down to some of the exercises. So I want you to close your eyes. You might not realize it, we've already tuned in. It's not that complicated. Close your eyes and breathe in. And when you do so, you can tighten your tummy a little bit and exhale twice. Immediately feel yourself up above the earth. It's quite easy to do. You do it every night. And I want you to see the earth. We live in an age where we have the visual treats of satellites to show us, make it more visual, but we go there every night, and I think if you're watching this, you're aware of it. Now you're looking down at the earth, and it feels very good. You feel like you're a feather, and we're going to go down to the earth gently. We're going to float down, and we're going to feel the earth coming up pretty fast, but it's a gentle. It feels like we're clouds, and it feels good. It has that feeling in your stomach of an elevator or an amusement ride. It's thrilling. And we're going to go to a particular area of the world. I want you to just float down, and you're going to go to the area of your choice. Keep floating. You're going to start to become aware of where you are. Are you in Asia? Are you in Sweden? Are you in Australia? Hawaii? Russia? Europe? Paris? Just float down and let yourself, your inner self would attract you to where you want to be as you go down, and gradually, as if you're waking up, you become aware of the air. Take a breath. You become aware of the smells around you. It can be woodland, it can be water. Now sounds. And where are your feet standing on? Are your feet on sand? Are they on soft earth? A mountain? A field of grain? A city street? Feel the feelings around you. Do you feel comfortable? You've probably been here before. We are in the current age of 2018, and we're going to get a feeling for what things coming up in the world where you are. Things ahead. Things ahead in the area where you are. When you look around you, how is the landscape? Does it feel peaceful? Is it threatening? Now, I start to get a feel whether the people feel comfortable, they know what they're doing, are they in a battle with the environment? Are they in a cyclone, a blizzard, or are they on a soft beach? Are they in a beautiful field? Get a feeling for that. If there's any people around, go and mingle with them. What is the language? What is the feeling? Are they talking angrily, or are they laughing? Now, you can understand probably what they're saying, even if you've never been there before. As humans, we do communicate on many levels. Are these people happy? Are they threatened by their environment? Are they well fed? Are they happy? Are they frightened? You're feeling for it. Content, busy street in a city, a forest in the Amazon, a country in Africa, many landscapes in our land. Sit with the feeling for a few moments. Okay. It's hard. You get lost doing those kinds of things. You really do travel there for a moment. You'd be surprised. If you talk to somebody from Sweden and they're telling you about it, you go, oh yeah, I was there yesterday. So anyhow, it does take you there. So you're not, they might say your mind is just playing tricks on you. Yeah, it is. It's telling you the truth. Now, I want you to be sure to write down your feelings. If you do it on your phone, it's great. You could talk into it. Please do. It's so important. You'd be surprised. Don't let it become compost piling up on you. I'm back. I had to pause a minute. I have a lot of good exercises, lots of them, and each one of them is a journey, and that's what I'd like to do, is take you on a journey. If you want to write something down below in the comments section, I invite you to put yourself out there. I mean, really, there are people on YouTube that put themselves out there, or on TV. You only have one life. Honesty is your greatest friend, and it will guide you like your intuition. I have another exercise, and I hope we have time for it. I want you to, this will help you understand how attuned your psychic self can be. There's part of it's not separate from you. It's not an area separate in your psyche. It's part of your living, breathing organism, and it's your gift. I want you to close your eyes And I want you to imagine, I want you to smell a lemon being cut. I want you to see that lemon being cut and somebody slicing it up. And you can smell the little lemon droplets spraying around you. And they hand you a piece of lemon and you pick it up and you put it in your mouth and crunch down on it. Isn't that a rush? Now, for a chaser of this lemon treat, see an orange in front of you, like it's from Florida. It's brand new, picked off the tree. And somebody reaches up and pulls it down off a tree. And they pull out a cutting board and a knife, and they cut it open. It is orange, more orange than the sun, and it's for you. They give you a slice, and you bite down on it. And you're like, oh my God, it's been so long since I had a taste sensation such as that. And come back from your little citrus treat, because this is part of your psychic ability. You can go to another world and sense things so easily. What do you think you do at night? You know you will. Behind your eyes is a universe bigger than the universe. You have a universe within you bigger than the whole universe. I would tell you about it. I had an out-of-body experience in my early 20s, and that's what I got to see. We have a universe inside of us. It's bigger than the Milky Way. It's an amazing place, and it also can be magical. But you are not only being treated by surprises, but you can make your own and live within a beautiful world. You do it at night. It's when we come back to this solid world that is the illusion. So I think that might be a good place to stop. You've got to look at some part of the world where you felt the feeling, you felt the language, the food, the temperament, the vibration, hot, cold, high, low, wet, dry. You know, we live on a multi-planet. We want to stay within this new year, and we want to see how does it feel. Are you in a hurricane? Are you in a city that's sinking? Is the sun out and birds are singing? It could be many, many things. And if you write that down and come back, because I have some nice exercises that will help you tune in to what your future is. And I just can't do it all in one YouTube. I want you to come along with me on this and write something down. And you can go to my Facebook page where I just started a Facebook page, FYI Sahara. If you friend me, just type in SaharaBrignoli and become my friend on Facebook, and you can record what you can come into FYI, the group, and record what you've done. What's going to happen if you're wrong? There is no wrong. You'll be surprised. Your inner self is a little wiser, and even if you're wrong, you're not wrong. So I bid you adieu. I do look forward to some of the exercises I have for you. So stay tuned, and I love you.